and same with Wikipedia. And you know, made this Wikipedia just a little bit better, and because it's a little bit better, someone else will be inspired to, oh, well, no, I'll add in a little bit more, and a little bit more, a little bit more. It's interesting. I want this idea of you help someone. When you help someone, what you really are doing is helping the whole group, right? Like in this generalized sense. You know, someone. So let's get an example. Someone is. Even it could be anything. Someone could say, you know, Dream, I'm lonely. I want to have friends. It's something you could definitely do on the internet, right? And then you could be a friend to this person, right? And then maybe there's a way of recording this, of the things you've asked for and gotten, things that you've given, things that you've done, and people can say, look, you know, this Bob here has really helped out, you know, Sue when she was going through a time of crisis. You know, and Sue says it was really helpful, so obviously Bob's a nice guy. And because of that, when Bob says, you know, hey, I got, you know, some disease, and I need something to help pay off my hospital bills, then maybe people will send in some money. Maybe a little bit of money. Maybe this thing eventually evolves. It would be a lot of money. I mean, enough to actually make this stuff work. Donation through cash, donation through time, donation through all sorts of things. Just things that you want. Someone could say, you know, I want to make a movie, and someone else in the group who happens to be a movie maker, perhaps there's a way of searching these things, I don't know. It says, hey, you know, he thinks to himself, well, I need you know, someone to help me make this thing. I need a writer, you know, to write a script for me. And then you see someone who's writing scripts and they want to make one of them into a real movie. Now, that's cool. I'll talk to you, and you talk to me, and then maybe there's mutually beneficial things here. Even without the directly mutually beneficial things, there's generalized things. There's just like, if you just help people, and that's recorded somehow, then other people will be willing to come and help you, generally. Are there pitfalls in this? Probably. I mean, you know, there have been vandals on Wikipedia, and there have been things and everything. Yeah, there's always flamers, and there's always trolls, and there's always... I'm almost certain, you know, that there'd be a dark side to this if we set this up, whatever it is. There'd be people, for instance, who post up fraudulent claims, claims of needing help, you know, or claims of, I was so good, didn't I help the person, really you didn't. I'm going to need to come up with some sort of social systems of kind of figuring out where the truth is in the middle of all this. It doesn't even need to be on the internet. I was thinking, you know, of there are limitations on what can happen online, and there are questions of like anonymity and stuff. And I realized, you know, you could just extend this to the real world. And you could, like someone could, you know, I could put up myself, like say Sonic Suns, up on our website or whatever it is that may or may not exist, and there's certain things that I'm willing to make public. But what if there's something, you know, that's more private, or something that works particularly in the real world? For instance, you know, talking to people. You know, if you, I don't know, I'm lonely right now, I want to talk to somebody. Like, well, that might be kind of hard on the internet, you know, it can be hard to really know someone sometimes. You can't really know someone, but it can be hard. As opposed to, you know, there's certain advantages, behavioral patterns we're aware of in meat space, as we call it, in the physical world. But what if you put up, you know, your thing on this hypothetical website, and then you also, like, get this piece of paper with maybe our group logo on it, and you like write, you know, other stuff you need, and you post it up like on your door. Post it up like this is this general idea, and someone might walk by, and maybe they're aware of this group, and they say, oh, you know, this person needs a doctor. This person needs, you know, some. I'm thinking anything at all. Someone, yeah, I want to learn how to draw, which I do because I can't draw right now. I'm horrible. Put that up. Someone walks by in the cyberspace or the real space or the whatever it is, and says, "Oh, well, I have some time. I could, you know, knock on the door." hey, you want a drawing lesson? Because I could totally give you one. That's cool. And then record that somewhere. And then someone says, hey, look, just someone gave me a lesson in how to draw, and I still can't, but I learned a little bit more. And therefore, if this other person wants something, maybe someone else should provide it. Maybe we could help each other. Support, moral support is the easiest thing to give, and I think we're willing to give it if there was just this method of communication. I feel like I'm designing an artificial intelligence here, in the sense that I'm looking for like one little like seed. They call it a seed AI. You just have that basic thing that could be a stupid thing, but as long as it's capable of improving itself, and then it can grow to incredible proportions. It's the idea of AI, that is. And so I'm looking for these basic, very simple notions of how this community might work. And then theoretically, then it would just grow. It would just spread to all sorts of people and all sorts of things, and we'd have different ideas bouncing around. It's almost like this honor system I'm inventing here. It's almost like a code of ethics. It's almost like, but we're putting it more of a community system and stuff. Help. Providing just general idea of help to other people. Imagine, our group has like a street team, or whatever. And that is like you put on like a shirt that just says, I'm a member of the group. Talk to me if you need help. And then just like walk down the street. And maybe you've got a camera and you can document these things as you do them, who knows. But they see you're wearing this shirt, or whatever it is, and they're like, oh, well, hey, can you help me? I need a job, says this guy on the street. And you're like, oh, what places around have jobs? And he's just like, let's start figuring that out. Let's write some things down. Maybe you don't know very much, but you could, maybe up that for the website. You say, hey, I met this guy. He's out of work. He really needs a job in, the area of such and such city. And someone could say, oh, well, probably Craigslist is something that needs to, or probably this website here, this there, that there. And someone else just, with an hour extra time on their hands, because it's all long tail. It's all, thousands of little things. So someone else went, oh yeah, well, I know this guy that lives in the area. He owns a business, and then they call him and like, hey, didn't you want to hire somebody because this other guy needs a job? And I could be like, oh well, yeah, sure, if he applies, and then that kind of goes back to the route of communication. Maybe not instantaneously, but eventually you get back to this guy. Say, hey, I found someone who thinks they might be able to employ you, and so here's the address. Go talk to this guy. Go to and maybe he gets a job. And then he feels kind of indebted to the generalized group to that. He doesn't have to be indebted. There's no coercion or minimal coercion. There's no. You could just go with that and never contribute again. Fine, whatever. Exactly the same works on Wikipedia. We're not gonna hey man, you need to contribute at least 10 edits per day or something. No. You don't need to. Just do whatever. And maybe eventually he runs into someone who needs help. In fact, there could be another shirt that says, hey, I need help. Anyone from the group wanting to help me? Just walk around with that. I know, it seems kind of weird, but this is how we try things. I think things would generally be served better by more open communication. You don't even necessarily have to do this. It's kind of an extreme thing to walk on the street and see like strangers and stuff. Any of which might be like a con man and might try to take advantage of but even with people even with friends and stuff, what have we developed? Just a habit of thinking rather serious about your dreams. What do you want to do with your life? And writing it down somewhere public, some bulletin board in your in your college dorm or something. So I don't know. And someone else can walk by and say, maybe I should help him with that.